You work a 9 to 5, you get that steady paycheck, but when you look at your bank account, does becoming a millionaire feel like a total fantasy? Something reserved for CEOs, flashy entrepreneurs, or that one friend who just got ridiculously lucky on a random crypto coin? What if I told you your regular job isn't the obstacle, it's the launchpad? And what if that steady paycheck was the most powerful wealth building tool you have? In this video, I'm going to give you the exact no fluff playbook to turn your salary into a 7-figure fortune. And no, you don't need to invent an app or get lucky in the market. You just need a plan. Hi, I'm Emily, your big sister in finance and the founder of Sora, where we make personal finance clear, relatable, and actually useful for us figuring out life and money together. If this is something you're into, then hit the like and subscribe button and keep watching. So look, the idea that you have to have some kind of risk-taking genius to build wealth is a complete myth. The overwhelming majority of millionaires didn't get there overnight. In fact, studies show most of them are self-made, and a huge number of them did it while working totally, completely normal jobs. They didn't have a complicated secret strategy. They just followed a few simple, powerful steps consistently for a long period of time. Before we talk about a single dollar, we have to start right here. Your mindset. Right now, you probably see your job as just a way to pay the bills. You trade time for money transaction over and over. But this is where the wealthy employee thinks differently. Your 9 to 5 isn't a limitation. It's your primary investor. It's the reliable, consistent source of cash that's going to fund this entire journey. Entrepreneurs have to hustle and fight for every dollar of seed money. You get it delivered to your bank account every 2 weeks like clockwork. That stability is an unbelievable advantage. The first shift is this. Stop seeing your paycheck as spending money and start seeing it as seed capital. Every dollar is a tiny little soldier that you can send out to work for you 24/7 for the rest of your life. And once you see the job as the engine for your investments, the whole relationship to money changes. You're going to stop thinking, what can I buy with this? And start asking, how can I deploy this capital effectively? This is the foundation that everything else will be built on. So you can't build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. And in your financial life, that foundation has 3 parts: a spending plan, 0 high interest debt, and an emergency fund. First, let's kill the word budget. It's restrictive, it sounds miserable, and nobody likes it. So let's call it a spending plan. This isn't about just cutting lattes, it's about being intentional. A great way to start is the 50-15-5 rule. So 50% of your take-home pay covers your needs. That's going to be housing, utilities, transportation, and groceries. 15% goes straight into retirement investing. We're going to get to that in a sec. And 5% goes to the other savings, like your emergency fund. The other 30%, that is for you, guilt-free. Okay, so second, build an emergency fund with 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. Keep this money in a high-yield savings account. Safe, accessible, but not so accessible that you're tempted to just buy a TV with it. Finally, you have to destroy your high interest debt. I'm talking credit cards, personal loans, anything with an interest rate over 7 or 8%. This kind of debt is a wealth-destroying 5-alarm fire. The interest you're paying is making someone else rich with the same force that your investments should be making you rich. Pick a strategy, debt snowball, debt avalanche, whatever, and attack it. All right, so this is the first and easiest win for any employee. If your company offers you a 401k with an employer match, you must contribute enough to get that full amount. Not doing this is literally turning down free money, and it's a guaranteed 100% return on your investment instantly. So a common setup on the match is the first 3 to 5% you contribute. So if you make $60,000 a year and put in 5% or $3,600, your employer just hands you an extra $3,600 for free. That's a massive boost that it will dramatically speed up your journey. So find out what your company's policy is today and contribute enough to get every single free penny. This is the lowest hanging fruit on the millionaire tree, so you have to grab it. Okay, so you're not going to become a millionaire by trying to pick the next Tesla. A major study found that millionaires, the number one way they built their wealth was through consistent long-term investing in their workplace 401k. It's boring, but it is brutally effective. So here's the plan. Automate your investments so you never even see the money. Inside your 401k, invest in low-cost, broad market index funds or ETFs. An S&P 500 index fund just lets you own a tiny piece of the 500 biggest US companies. A total stock market index fund is even better. They're diversified, which lowers your risk, and they have incredibly low fees, meaning more of the money stays working for you. After you've gotten your full 401k match, open a Roth IRA. This is an individual retirement account that you open for yourself. For 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000 or $8,000 if you're 50 and above. The magic of a Roth IRA is that your money grows completely tax-free. When you take it out in retirement, you won't own a dime in taxes and all those decades of growth. Okay, so your total goal should be to invest 15% of your gross income. The order is simple. First, contribute to your 401k up to the match, then max out your Roth IRA. If you still haven't hit that 15% target, go back and increase your 401k contributions until you do. So for 2025, the total you can put in your 401k is $23,500. The force behind all this is compound interest, where your earnings start generating their own earnings. Let's say you invest $500 a month starting at age 25. Assuming a 10% average rate of annual return, by age 65, you'd have over $2.6 million. But if you wait until 35 to start, that number plummets to just under $1 million. That 10-year delay costs you $1.6 million. Time is your greatest asset. Automate that 15% and let time do the heavy lifting. By the way, if you're finding this step-by-step plan helpful and want to get your spending in order, I created a simple budget template for you, and you can find it in my Stan store. The link is right there in the description. It's the same layout that I personally use. Now, let's get back to it. So once your investing system is running on autopilot, the fastest way to hit your $1 million goal is to just put more fuel on the fire. And the best place to get that fuel is in the engine that you already have, your 9 to 5. Your salary is not set in stone. You need to actively work to keep increasing it. This means becoming so valuable at your job that they can't imagine losing you. Document your wins. Track the value you bring in real hard numbers. Then, at least once a year, you need to talk about your compensation. Research what your role is worth in your city and your industry. Go into that meeting armed with your list of accomplishments and a clear data-backed request for a raise. Even 5% raise on a $60,000 salary is an extra $3,000 a year that you could be investing. Over 30 years, that single raise could add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your net worth. So don't be afraid to chase promotions or even switch companies to get a significant pay bump. Your career is a marathon, and actively managing it is a core part of your wealth strategy. The last step is the hardest, but it's what separates people who make it from those who get spooked off and just fall off the path. You have to learn to think in decades, not days. The stock market is going to go up. It's also going to go down. And there will be scary headlines, market crashes, and moments of wild euphoria. Your job is to ignore all of it. Your plan isn't based on what the market does this month or this year. It's based on the proven 100-year trend of the market going up over the long haul. When the market drops, your automated investments are just buying stocks on sale. Don't panic. Don't sell. And for the love of all that is holy, don't check your portfolio every day. The most successful investors are often the most hands-off. They build a solid plan, a simple plan, and then they let it work for decades. Patience and consistency are your superpowers. So don't get distracted by shiny objects like your cousin's hot stock tip. Stick to your boring, automated, low-cost index fund strategy. That is the reliable path to 7 figures. Becoming a millionaire on a 9 to 5 strategy isn't a fantasy, it's a formula. It's not easy, but it's simple. And it takes discipline and patience, but it is 100% achievable for anyone willing to follow the plan. You have the income, you have the tools, and now you have the roadmap. The only question left is, will you start? If you got any value from this video, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for no nonsense financial guides. And if you want to know which funds to actually buy, check out my video on how to 10x your money. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.